Hello, we are preparing for the next batch of the quantitative methods course. My name is Dr. Shiva Gavita. I am here with Dr. Vishal Mishra. I am trying to understand why new batches of MBA students do not want a quantitative methods course, or at least do not understand why a quantitative method course should be part of a business MBA program. I think I'll ask Vishal about it. What do you think? Why don't they want quantitative methods as part of an MBA program?
The only reason which I can fathom is probably they are scared of the numbers, or let's say mathematics, which is part of the subject.
So they are math background, non-math background students. Both of them are scared?
No. People who have had math background, they should be more comfortable. But otherwise, I think all of us are scared of mathematics.
All of us are scared of mathematics. What do you normally tell them? I mean, most of them don't like QM. They do it because they have to do it. If I want them to understand why it is necessary for managerial decision making, what can we tell?
I don't know. Probably we need to bring in some real life situation wherein we can highlight that they are already using the concepts which are there in the subject, and they don't realize it. But when it is put in a formal way, like as a part of subject or a textbook, then there is a mental block. At least for those who have not been exposed to this kind of subject, or who don't have the mathematical background which is required.
So one of the few things that I wonder when I am in class is, if I want to tell them that quantitative methods makes you a better manager in terms of your ability to take decisions, then what do I tell them? Let's think of some good examples. How could we go about it?
In terms of application of this?
In terms of applying it, and how data and measurement makes for better decision making than if you were to take decisions by gut feel without any data crunching, measurement analysis.
One thing which immediately comes to my mind, probably because IPL is going on nowadays and most of us are fairly comfortable with cricket.
Cricket, yeah.
Is that how do you want to, let's say, these pre-match analysis which are conducted by the team of experts, quite often they would want to see which team is better, or let's say who is going to be the most likely winner, or the team which is in a better position as compared to the other team. So they would also want to predict the outcome of a match and related things.
So, but we also see that there are a lot of people who are giving their two-penny worth, but not everybody predicts the actual outcome of the match.
Correct. I don't know, one example which immediately comes to my mind is, let's say even for team management or team captain, let's say one captain has won the toss and he has put the other team, he has offered the other team to bat. Now when you are batting, and especially let's say conditions are not very familiar, like which are there in your home ground, then what should be your target? What should be the score which you would want to achieve? So in those situations, let's say one simple benchmark would be average score made by teams who have batted first on that particular ground.
So you're saying that if I were a test selector, if I were a commentator, if I were just a cricket fan interested in the outcome of a match, if I were a captain of a team who would not want to know how I should select my team, I would be interested in knowing from past matches what decisions to take in terms of the kind of people on my team, what decisions to take in terms of whether to bat or bowl first on a given field, whether you win or don't win the toss, in terms of setting a target if you play first, in terms of what kind of what strategies you should put in place once the target has been decided if you bat second. Things like that will be better done if I am looking at what has happened on past matches. But don't they change from stadium to stadium, match to match, captain to captain, teams playing each other, etc.?
What you said is correct, but then you cannot take all the such variables into consideration.
But then
so on an average, so this is one simple application.
So how would let's say looking at data, looking at statistics, what are the broad things that we would do in statistics which would help, say, an analyst predict the outcome of a match closer to what an expert would do?
If you say predict, I would rather divide all of it into two parts. One is descriptive, another one is inferential.
Descriptive statistic, inferential statistics. Correct.
For example, when you talk of average, we are talking about descriptive statistics, describing past data in terms of mean or an average or a weighted average for that matter.
Okay.
When you talk about prediction, we are talking about some sort of, let's say, modeling or some simple techniques to forecast what will happen in future.
Correct. So then what I generally tell them is when you talk about descriptive statistics, we look at data from past matches, let's say the performance of a particular player, multiple players. We look at what is common between the performances of multiple players, and then we look at what is different in the performances of multiple players, measures of central tendency, measures of dispersion, and that gives us an idea about what happened in the past. That is descriptive statistics. Inferential statistics would be?
Would be generalization of data from a sample to the population.
Which
Making
allows-
inferences about population.
So
on
what
the basis of
inferences in
sample.
this example could we do?
Yeah. For example, instead of considering all the matches which have been played, you can take the most representative matches, utilize the data of the most representative matches, and then use it to develop a model, or let's say, generalize your conclusion on the basis of that sample to the population.
So in this case, it would help us to make inferences about, in a pre-match analysis,
Yeah, it can. Yeah.
about the possible outcome by looking at a representative sample of performances in the past,
Yeah.
and that will help us make better decisions than if we didn't have data.
Definitely. I mean, if we go at the most basic level, then something is better than nothing.
Okay, I think the best way to understand this is to be actually go away and do it yourself. We have a case that follows this called the college canteen. I think you should go away, address the problem in that case, and collect data and do some measurement and analysis with respect to that case and come back to class so that we could have a good discussion therefrom. Thank you.